What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we've got some big breaking news when it comes to the Cardano Foundation supporting all of the builders here within the growing and thriving Cardano ecosystem. So without any further ado, we're diving straight on in here where we have the announcement and confirmation that a white paper template to support Cardano's MiCA compliance is now being worked on, with the Cardano Foundation partnering up with two separate law firms based out of the EU to make this happen. Now let's back up just a little bit here if you aren't aware of the importance of MiCA, or the Markets in Crypto Assets Law. This essentially breaks down all of the fundamentals and all of the regulations for a crypto asset or a crypto utility token outside of a stable coin that has to be met in order for it to be traded within the EU. So the fact that the foundation has now taken it upon themselves to provide the entire Cardano community with a template means that each project will not have to go out on their own in order to figure some of this stuff out. But the number two, they'll have the best available resources to make sure that everybody is able to go through the process in a very similar manner. So that said, let's jump in here. We have the MiCA law, or the MiCA law, which focuses on four key pieces. Number one, it aims to provide a legal framework for crypto assets. Number two, it aims to establish a set of rules for crypto asset services, for example, like staking. And then number three, it aims to become the primary legislation or law for crypto companies to follow. And then last but not least, it establishes specific rules for stablecoins. Now, what's really awesome here too is the fact that I've just sat down with Einstein and Matthew Plowman, the president of Moneta, who's developing USDM, a fiat-backed stablecoin here within the Cardano ecosystem. And they have just actually got done working with USDM on their MiCA regulated white paper in order to be able to mint and burn the USDM stablecoin in the EU. So NBX, for any of you who aren't aware, is one of the leading exchanges, I believe, based out of Norway. And to see the fact that they have just gotten the ability to get this approved, I believe they're just the second ever stablecoin to be approved under the MiCA regulations. So the first was USDC, if I'm not mistaken, produced by Circle. And now we have USDM produced by Moneta, which has gotten the green light, right, under the MiCA regulations to now be able to mint and burn through a custodian, which is NBX. Now, I've just shot an interview with Einstein and Matthew Plowman. I'll leave the link to that down below. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. But let's pivot back over here and let's quickly read this article that was just released by the Cardano Foundation for today's update. So scrolling down here, it states, providing a valuable resource to help projects navigate the ever-evolving crypto asset regulation space. Today, we're pleased to announce that in cooperation with Lawside and Stadler Volkel, the Cardano Foundation has developed a white paper template for the European Union's Markets in Crypto Assets, or MiCA, regulations. Now, the goal of the template is to help Cardano projects navigate the complexities of MiCA and to support compliance within its disclosure requirements. This particular initiative further complements the publication of the Cardano Network's sustainability indicators, which was announced earlier this year, which are part of MiCA's white paper disclosure requirements. Basically meaning that there was an announcement about, I want to say 3 or 4 months back, where we saw the Cardano Foundation working with CCRI in order to make sure that from a sustainability indicators perspective, that the Cardano blockchain is able to meet all of the MiCA specific requirements. So not only do you have to meet just the formal regulations, but you also have to meet environmental regulations. And so the foundation has really, I think, been ahead of the curve here, trying to do a lot of this work for the community and to templatize that to make it that much easier for any project that wants to be approved under this brand new regulation to be able to do so. So this basically breaks down the fact that the partnership with CCRI aims to focus on showing, right, the total annualized electricity consumption for Cardano, how Cardano employs an energy efficient consensus protocol, and a few other things here related to TPS in the amount of energy used by the proof of chain network. So really interesting piece to note there about what actually is required from the MiCA asset regulations. Now, jumping back over here with what USDM has released, if I actually scroll down to the very bottom, there is a piece which focuses on the sustainability, right, of the blockchain. So not only do you have to talk about the sustainability, you have to talk about risk, how you plan to mitigate those risks. And then at the very bottom here, as you guys can see, we have the team from NBX, right, and Moneta breaking down the sustainability metrics and the emissions put out by the blockchain. Now, before moving any further, I do want to quickly highlight Lawside and Stadler Vocal. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. But it states here that from Lawside, which their website is available at lawside.ch, they aim to be an innovative legal solution for your business in the digital age. Of course, they provide services including within the banking and financial services sector, corporate and transactions, fintech, and blockchain, which of course fits right in here with Cardano, as well as business and employment law. In terms of the team here, I haven't dove too deep into their backgrounds here, but we do have a couple of members listed here on the very front page. And then we've got some insights or some recent articles and blogs related to Lawside. Moving over, we have Stadler Vocal, and they aim to be pioneers in law when it comes to e-commerce, AML, blockchain, fintech, you name it. They basically try to dip their toes into it. So again, they've got a brief description of their platform, what they aim to do, and then they've also got some very similar blogs or insights here. So jumping back here as we get ready to wind things down, I want to highlight a couple of different things. Of course, we've got the link to the actual template PDF or the Word document, but it states here again the fact that MiCA establishes the rules for issuance, public offerings, and the listing of crypto assets within the European Union. Specifically, MiCA requires the publishing of a white paper that provides comprehensive disclosure of key information, including the crypto asset's purpose, underlying technology, of course, that being Cardano, associated risks, functionality, and issuer details. The white paper must also be registered with a national competent authority. These requirements aim to ensure, transparency and to protect those acquiring a particular crypto asset. Now, in closing, the supported white paper template is intended for tokens based on Cardano, which are not considered stablecoins. So any basically token outside of the stablecoin sector can use this template in order to file to be MiCA compliant. So jumping into the actual white paper here, I've been scrolling up and down through it all. As you guys can see here, all the different sections highlighted in yellow are the pieces where a project has to actually fill something out. But it's really good to see that the CF and of course those two law firms have taken the time to basically write all of this out, because this is where a lot of mistakes can happen, especially when it comes to getting listed in the proper places. Now, obviously, with this particular type of framework or template, this helps to guide everybody in the right sense. But I could definitely imagine that there may be outliers or there may be nuanced information here that may or may not apply to every single project using this particular template. So I'll leave the link to this down below, but a really positive bit of news here when it comes to Cardano getting mass adoption within the EU, within all of the ever-changing crypto space here, and all of the new regulations that have come out within that particular area. That will do it here for today's video, breaking down some big news here. As always, if you found this to be helpful or insightful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, breaking down everything going on in the ecosystem, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, then make sure to leave those down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.